Hey guys, good morning. It's time to talk portion sizes. So it's 9 a.m. here, and so I kind of made a lunch to show us this portion size demonstration. So this is going to be like my meal prepped lunch. I'm like prepping this for later when my day gets busy. If we haven't met before, I'm Christy Campbell. I'm the founder of Fit Me. I am so excited that we are going to talk about portion sizes because I hear this kind of questions all the time. Like, how much should I eat? And if you join the group and you got a Fit Me Plate guide, we have a little portion size guide in there because our Fit Me Plate formula is kind of a way to take the complication out of eating healthy. Like, instead of thinking about it as, oh, I need to find a healthy recipe, it's like, oh, I don't need a recipe. I know how to build a healthy plate, and this is what it looks like. And they kind of look the same. If you're somebody who consumes like meat products, they pretty much look the same, just with different mix and match. And the reason why that's awesome is because once you learn this simple formula and you get a ballpark idea of your portion sizes, well, then you can use this formula anywhere, any day. Like, throw together a meal real quick, like you're out at a restaurant, throw it together, make a snack or something that's Fit Me Plate inspired, which is like, all that means is that, like, maybe instead of using a carb from the ground, maybe you're using tortillas, or maybe you're like getting something that's like, maybe you're having some toast that day and it's like, you get it, it's a carb, but you've got the idea in mind. So I want to go over with you, how do you know how much to eat? So I think we need to build a plate in a particular way, and this is very helpful for us just because this structure will give you, a system. Again, it's all about simplicity. So I always like to start with protein. So first off, I dropped my kid off at school and I threw this chicken breast in the air fryer and it was frozen solid. I sprayed it with some cooking spray, and then I put on it garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. That's it. It smells amazing. So this is a chicken breast. So I'm gonna pull this out. It is hot. Now, usually you start with your protein. And so if you look at this, protein's my food, so I'm gonna touch all over it. It is approximately the size of my palm. Like, cause if you could cut the top off and like fill in the gap here, you're basically getting the size of your palm. So if you are only eating 3 meals a day and no snacks, then you can make that portion size bigger. You can go a portion and a half. But if you're gonna eat maybe like 4 or 5 meals that look like this a day, and so that's kind of my preferences. I like to eat, 3 meals that look like this and then take another one, split it into 2 snacks, that kind of thing, and then I snack on other things that are kind of Fit Me Plate inspired, then that's the portion size you want. So to clarify, if you are eating 4 or 5 meals a day, or you're eating 3 meals plus some snacks, then this is the portion size you want, approximately the size of your hand. If you are only eating meals, no snacks, no extra meals, and you're just doing 3, then you probably want to beef that up and maybe go for a portion and a half. So start with your protein. Got that on my plate. There you go. You can see my chicken looks good, right? Next, I like to go with veggies. Why? Because if we put them last, then we tend to eat less of them. And I always think we need to eat more. So here's one of my go-tos. This is like me in a hurry, which is most days because I have 3 kids, 3 dogs, and crazy life. So I just grabbed this Asiago kale this chopped kale bag. And what I do is I use the base and then I choose what I want to put on top of the toppings. I know that might be like wasteful, but you're gonna fill up half of your plate with your veggie. So I'm filling up, there you go, literally half my plate with veggies, green veggies. Now, I had some leftover spinach from last night. I could have put that on here. I could have cooked up some asparagus or had some other kinds of like green leafy veggies or some kind of mixture of veggies, whatever you like, broccoli. You're gonna fill up half your plate. I know that sounds like a lot, but volume is good for us. And so we're not weighing and measuring this stuff. It's just, this is like the eyeball version, right? There you go. Protein, half my plate veggies. Next, we're gonna go with a carb. So this is a portion of rice. So if you're like me and like you're eating Chinese food or Thai food or something, I could literally eat a bucket of rice. But our rice portion, is kind of the size of a tennis ball. If it is fluffed up like this rice is. So a packed down tennis ball would be like a, you know, like the kind of rice scoop where it is all packed in. That's about the right size. Or like you can see this is slightly bigger than that maybe, but it's because it's nice and fluffy. It's like big and taking up space. But you can see like on my plate, at the most, the carb is a quarter, right? At the most. It's important, especially in the beginning, if you're a carb eater and you love, carbs are good. We need them. We need them for exercise. Our body likes to use them for energy, but they are kind of delicious. And so they're really easy to overdo. So if you're not sure about portion sizes with carbs, it's one of those ones that I would measure for a little while. It certainly doesn't hurt to like learn what the portion size is for the carbs that you want. And then when in doubt, buy single servings. That if you, especially if you're making meals for yourself, like that can be a really great way and not even have to worry about it. We use those a lot at my house because the boys, who I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, they can just pop a microwave rice in and then boom, they're done. But I also, it's a single serving, so it's great for me too. So we've got our protein, about the size of your palm, veggies filling half the plate, carbs, about the size of a packed in tennis ball or a quarter of the plate. And then we're gonna talk about healthy fat. So again, this is one of those ones where what's the right portion size? Well, it depends on how many meals you're eating, really. Fat isn't bad for you. In fact, healthy fat is important for you. It's good for your eyes, it's good for your hair, it's good for your teeth, it's good for everything. It's good for your hormone system. And so if you are eating 4 or 5 meals a day, or you are eating 3 meals plus some snacks, then you may want to stick with 1 to 2 tablespoons of added fat at your meal, because you're probably going to have fat other times of the day. Now, if you are just somebody who only eats 3 meals, then you can probably have a little bit more than that. So I measured out a couple of servings of fat just to show you. So this is about a serving of avocado. I took a tablespoon baller and I kind of scooped out 2.5 tablespoons. That's about a serving of avocado. So you can see on my plate that it doesn't take up a ton of space. That would be my serving of added fat on this plate if I was sticking to, like, say I'm going to have fat the rest of my day and I know I'm going to have plenty. That's all I need on here. What we tend to do with fats is we tend to get carried away because they're super delicious. So, I mean, if this was guacamole, I could eat literally a mountain. I could eat a mountain of guacamole. I could also eat loads and loads of cheese. I could eat tons of stuff. So fats is another one where it certainly doesn't hurt to measure it. And for things that are like extra delicious, like peanut butter and stuff, and peanut butter is a fat, it is not a protein, then single servings are great. So again, that's about 1 serving of fat. Say I wanted to have a 2nd serving of fat, I could add dressing to my salad. And again, this is delicious. I could just like drink this. So I would probably look at the back. Anything that comes out of a package, good rule of thumb, flip it over, look at the back, and it's telling me 2 tablespoons is the serving size. And this is a fat. So if I also look at the back and the ingredients, it has 15 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of protein. So that is telling me that this is a fat. I am adding fat to my plate with this. Now, you got to get one of these. This is not like having to like obsess over your food or anything like that. This is just super simple. When you want to add dressing, especially if you haven't done this in a while or you're like trying to pay attention to your portion sizes, well then you just simply measure it out. So that's 1 tablespoon right there. And I can decide if that's enough. So I'm not going to put it on there because I'm going to eat this later. And I don't want my greens to get wilty. Pro tip, if you're going to eat it later, then don't dress it in the morning. Save the dressing separate so that you can make your greens not wimpy. So, long story short, is this is a really good ballpark framework for how to do portion sizes. This will help you get 90% of the way there. So like if you're out at a hotel, for example, and you're like, okay, it's breakfast time. I'm going to make a fit me plate. And you're like, holy crap, what do I pick here? There's only croissants and donuts and bagels and oatmeal. Like, what am I going to pick? Well, you can take this formula and think to yourself, okay, well, let's start with protein. I'm going to pick some eggs. Got it. Eggs have fat in them too, so that's awesome. So that's kind of both. I got some eggs. Protein, check. Now, where are some veggies? Search for veggies. Maybe they've got cucumbers. Maybe they got some spinach out there. Maybe they got something else. Maybe you packed some veggies. Okay, got my veggies, good. Now I got some volume on my plate. My stomach's gonna feel good. My digestive system's gonna be better. I've got good vitamins in my system. Check, got that. Now you're like, okay, I get to pick a carb. What do I want to pick? I don't need a bagel and a muffin and oatmeal. That would be like 3 portions of carbs. You can be like, okay, I'll have oatmeal, or I'm gonna have half a bagel, or I'm gonna have a muffin because they look amazing and I want it. So you're going Fit Me Plate inspired there. I mean, we want you to get carbs from the ground, but sometimes you just can't. But you're gonna use a formula to make it work. And then you're gonna be like, okay, well, do I need to add some fat on here? Like, nope, there's fat in the eggs, I'm good. And there's probably fat in my muffin, done. Like, you just taken this formula and created a really balanced, healthy meal. Now, depending on what your goals are, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get more energy, if you're trying to sleep better through the night, if you're trying to support your hormones, you might tweak these portions a little bit. You might need more protein if you're doing a lot of strength training. You might need more fat if you're trying to heal your hormones and you're trying to like optimize your health. You might need more veggies if that's your goal. If you're trying to make most of your plate veggies, then this might look a little bit different. Maybe you have some insulin resistance issues, or you've got some sugar issues. Maybe you need less carbs. So this is just a ballpark. This is not a hard and fast rule, but the biggest mistakes that I see, let me go over them with you. When I look at Fit Me Plates and everybody shares them, and I love that people share them in the group because it's a great way for us to see what each other are doing, get inspired, like see how simple it is. But the big mistakes that I see that have nothing to do with like the like nuance that I'm talking about, right, is not enough veggies. So I see that a lot, that there's like 1 cucumber on the plate. That's a good start, but like want you to fill up your plate with veggies. Or I see that the fat portion is significantly larger than it should be, like an entire avocado on the plate, or maybe 3 servings of fat. And you can see it, you can start counting it. Okay, I've got that, I've got a side of nuts, and I've got dressing. You've got 3 servings of fat. So those are the kind of the biggest mistakes that I see, and people are not even sure. They didn't even realize. So that's why this training today I thought would be helpful. Is like, this is a basic guide for how to do portions. Yes, it is not a 100% specific rule for everybody. That just gets you in the ballpark and helps you build really delicious meals. So like, look at that. It took like 0 time to put together, and my stomach will be so full when I eat this later and so happy. And I'm gonna have energy for my workouts. My muscles are gonna be like rebuilding. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. My digestive system's gonna work well. This is a nourishing meal, and if your goal is weight loss, this is a filling meal that helps you not snack so much, not have so much sugary cravings, and do it in a way that's nutritious and supportive for your body rather than just like calorie restrictive and super lame that you'll want to quit. So if you have questions about your individual portion sizes, because you've got an individual goal, which you probably do, I want you to put it in the comments. So, or shoot me a DM, either one. Let me help you figure out what your portion sizes should be. I will be glad to help you. And if this video is helpful for you, put it in the comments and let me know. I'm gonna put some saran wrap on this and save it for later. And you guys have an awesome day. Let me know if this was helpful and I'll do more. Talk to you later. Bye.